about it, then get your fists up. Shit is going down, there ain't shit to discuss. They ain't know it, but now they get the picture. It's on and strong, so ring the gong, Sun Tzu. Yeah. Yeah. Live from the deep end. Just a band trying to travel this land to high treason. Lies in the pretense. Ain't nobody real, they just do what they feel without reason. Living like they tweaking. Acting like they walking solid ground in the nile that they sinking. The cold part is the remedy is thinking. That's why they dumb in the staring and not ceasing. They wanna keep your eyes locked on the screen. Half cocked in the mind, mad, lost in the scene. It's sad cause it don't cost them a thing. Cause they're getting money, shaving up the flocks of the sheep. Won't hand to play it off to the meekest. So they take it propaganda, send it off through the streets. It's your mind if they wanna call it knives. So we burning down their village and we won't apologize, no. You feeling me now? You feeling me now? You feeling me now? We came to get down. You feeling me now? You feeling me now? You feeling me now? We came to get down. You feeling me now? We came to get down. If you really bout it, then get your fists up. Shit is going down, there ain't shit to discuss. They ignore it, but now they get the picture. It's on and strong, so ring the gong, Sun Tzu. If you really bout it, then get your fists up. Shit is going down, there ain't shit to discuss. They ignore it, but now they get the picture. It's on and strong, so ring the gong, Sun Tzu. Now they know we're in action. After they can, it would hit and disband the whole faction. Rolling with passion. This button is stand as we're approaching the den. About to crash it, pressure never lasting. We'll make it backspin, can't let them cash in on the masses. Yeah, the powers in the people, then we taking what we lost. Your corruption in your ways of getting tossed, so we purging. Calling open season on the vermin. Lying to constituents deceiving in your sermon. Taking all your scratching, calling taxes and tithes in the sky. While they rolling in the fattest of rides. Faking as they acting, I can see in their eyes what they fear. And they fear being seen in the light. That's exactly what we brought, yo, we bringing it bright. Best weapon we can bring to the fight, we bring it right. You feeling me now? You feeling me now? You feeling me now? We can't get down. You feeling me now? You feeling me now? You feeling me now? We came to get down. You feeling me now? We came to get down.
You know, stop that right there. Yeah, Little Modern Be Seated, open it up. It's my band, in case you didn't know. And I'm your boy Adam, your future favorite MC. Once you get down and see what I be doing, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to my group New Ajax as well. Feel real. The rest of the crew, peace to the fellas. Yeah, and I'm back. Been a good week, been a big week. A lot going on, like I said last time. So things are settling down and getting more, getting a lot of things sewed up that were hanging out there. Got some important items with family checked off. Your boy started a new job. It's a nice step up. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying? So I'm hyped about that. Be doing big things out in my area. I'm seeing over my area for as an account executive and for a company. I don't want to say what kind, but that's gonna let you know. It's I'm overseeing this, so it's nice. It's nice. You know, I'm feeling like things are looking up for your boy in a major way, and I'm ready for it. You know, so that said, today is the Friday Kickback. So fucking cheers to that. You know, cheers to the come up. You know, making moves, keeping it moving, making things happen. Keep it in action, you know what I mean? But yeah, speaking of action, we got some wild action on the interwebs with Elon versus Trump. I like to call this Blustermania, and it's the motherfucking main event right now. We watching MAGA implode from the inner manifolds, man. And it's you really can't write this shit, right? So I wanna pull up Mr. Musk's X/Twitter, whatever you prefer to call it, and take a look at what's been going on. Because for those who don't know, if you've been living in Antarctica or some shit. I don't know where you'd be right now and not know about this shit. But Elon has turned against MAGA in the administration. Or maybe he's trying to turn MAGA. Maybe he really is dark MAGA. He told you from the beginning. Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the NWO versus NWO Wolfpack and WCW back in the day when they split factions and the whole thing was going so strong. It took over the wrestling world and then it just split, kind of got whacked, fell off, and then WCW disappeared. So, if we're following that logic, MAGA splitting, shit's going to get whacked, and then Republican Party, is going to disappear. And that's what's happening to the Democrats, too. And Elon's trying to start a new political party. So here we go. We're going to go to the full screen right now so you can see what I'm going to do this alter it a little bit, just in case. But as you can see, and I'm only covering the side. Fuck yeah, we'll just leave it like this. Is it time to create a new political party in America that represents 80% in the middle? And ironically, 80.4% said yes. And I don't like Elon. I don't agree with him on a lot of things, but this is something I've been calling for a long time as a new or a third, fourth, fifth. We need multiple political parties, not just two. Multitudes more. I don't know if multitude is the right word to use right there, but you know what I'm saying. But 80% is what he said, and 80% agree. That's crazy. 19.6 disagree. More than 80% agree. It tells you something, you know what I mean? These people are smart enough to know how to leverage certain things and put their fingers on certain pulses, and they're just ignorant to other ones. It's wild. It's wild. They live in an echo chamber. What's this? The America Party. Elon's vision to dismantle the establishment. When 5.6 million people tell you they're politically homeless, perhaps it's time to bulldoze the entire neighborhood. Damn. Elon proposed America Party resonates. What is this? What is from Mario Nafal? I don't know who that is, to be honest with you. But we'll see what else he said here. 80.4% of respondents who are tired of the establishment duopoly. Gallup shows 43% of Americans claim independence, rejecting both parties. I am one of those. Fuck all that two-party shit. Among independents, 56% view Elon favorably. I'm not one of that 56%. Even 34% of Democrats see him positively. That's crazy. It's only 34 now. I wonder what that number was prior to 2024. Republicans are 2023. Whenever he hopped on, well, I can't remember exactly when he hopped on the campaign trail. So I'll say back in 2023. I wonder what that number would have been. Republicans love his budget cutting, 72% approval. It was blind, fucking mindless, wanton slashing without even researching what he's doing. That's what they should call that. He's uniquely positioned to unite anti-establishment forces from both sides against Washington's permanent political class. I mean, he might be. Stephen A. Smith, Nicole Shanahan, and countless others since the establishment's grip weakening. History warns third parties fail. But Elon brings unprecedented resources, platform, and timing. Technology has democratized politics. The America Party, in its elegant simplicity, could finally give the 80% what they want. Destruction of the swamp, not just new management. Interesting. People are going in on this. What is Grok? Oh, shit. Bringing Grok into this. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to skip that. Tesla owners. X is number one. So irrelevant to this. Ooh, we're going there next. Shit. We're going there next. Oh, God. Why? Why the hell did his pictures pop up like that? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That was weird. It's like he saw me. Hey, motherfucker. Just Trump. That was wild. Solar power, so obviously the future for anyone who could do elementary math. Yeah, I felt like that for a very long time. It's pretty obvious. Let's see, where's the more of this Trump shit? SpaceX. Now he's calling it the big beautiful bill for inflating the debt. That's wild. He's oh my God. I wonder how much he really did know about the bill, because Trump said he knew more than anybody about it. So I wonder how much truth there is to that, to be real, because if his thing was supposed to be slashing, that would be consistent with slashing, is complaining about it doubling. But if he did know and was only mad till now, and he's claiming dude's a pedophile and all that shit, and he still hung out with him knowing, it's a lot of questionable morals and ethics up there. The America Party, all that, yeah. People Okay, he's still going in on the people spoken thing. I'm trying to get to where they were getting in with the good stuff. Yesterday, man, that was when it really went down, when he did the bomb drop. Where's all that? This motherfucker tweets a lot, bro. God damn. Elon does ketamine. Trump on Epstein's list. Oh my god. That's fucking crazy. That is true, though. Like, what the hell's going on? And they're in the White House, and he paid to get him there. And the fact he retweeted that, he must be on ketamine right now. All right. This is taking a long time to get down to what that shit was going on. Okay. Here we go. What's this with the face? The relationship between Trump and Epstein is well established. Trump flew on Epstein's plane at least 7 times, though it's not clear he ever went to the island. Here's what Trump said about Epstein in 2002 in a New York Magazine profile. Epstein likes to tell people he's a loner, a man who's never touched alcohol or drugs, and one whose nightlife is far from energetic. And yet, if you talk to Donald Trump, a different Epstein emerges. I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. See, predators roam in flocks. You know, that's how it works. You heard Kendrick. Trump booms from a speakerphone. He's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it, Jeffrey enjoys his social life. No doubt about it, Jeffrey enjoys his social life. If you hung out with Jeffrey Epstein for 15 years, dog, he'd be at Mar-a-Lago. Jeffrey Epstein said there was nobody that was closer to Donald Trump for a 15-year period than him. You know what's going on, bro. You know what's going on. Allegedly, you know, I've heard you were there. You know, it's been stated by a lot of people. You've been sued for a lot of sexual stuff. I don't know, bro. It's not looking good. Time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, GJG. That's fucking crazy. Marcus Truth to come out. It just keeps getting better. Go ahead and make my day. Okay. This would both end the International Space Station and simultaneously provide no way to safely deorbit it. Oh, he's talking about, okay, I saw this earlier where he was talking about taking away his billions of dollars in government contracts, and he said he'll decommission the Dragon space rockets, which, you know, get people to and from that space station, and then I guess they're going to be the ones, not with the shuttles, but they're going to be the ones guiding the deorbiting of the space station, and that's a big old thing falling out of the sky. Yeah, we need that to fall in the right spot. Sucks it's got to fall, man. That thing's been an amazing enigma to me since I was a kid. The International Space Station. Then like they had the Mir Space Station. I remember that too. Russia's space station. And they would just send people up and have all these cool international collaborations in space, man. And it just seemed like this esoteric, futuristic realm that we were moving into. And now it's lost that luster. You know what I mean? We don't get that kind of stuff anymore. They're going to deorbit it. And I hope there's something better in the equipment. But I don't know. It's just the end of an era. It's kind of sad. You know? A little sidebar on that. Come on. This guy saying what he's doing is genuinely heroic. It'd be heroic if he did it from the jump and spent money to keep this motherfucker out if he knew all of this. That would have been heroic, dog. He won't have no friends in politics and will be ostracized by the current administration. He already is, bro. You think he would do this shit if they were still cool? You think he just decided to go rogue after all the money he invested in that, bro? He actually did get a fat ROI by being able to axe all those investigations in those offices looking into him. But I believe that was his true agenda, to be real. But yeah, it's interesting to take this approach and overlook that shit. It's funny how people just ignore nuance like that. But it's heroic. Be heroic if he stopped it, bro. This is what he said about Jared. I don't know, it's Jared. Is that the guy who that was supposed to line up to be in the office? I can't remember who's going to head up, but then they asked him. Yeah, Congress is supposed to do. Okay, so we get the point here. You know, they're going in at each other. So let's go see what old Donald's been tweeting. The fact that presidents tweet, man, is a facepalm in and of itself. There's no business having a president tweet. It's crazy. Even if somebody's doing it for him, which I doubt. This motherfucker watches TV in tweets. They don't read nothing. I heard that they're trying to reformat how to present his intelligence briefings because he doesn't like to read. So they're trying to find a way to get it converted into a Fox News style presentation for him to digest every day, to get it in the form he likes to ingest rather. This is what I heard. That Kristi Noem is something that threw something out there. They're trying to figure out the best way to optimize that process. This motherfucker is a child. They're all children. They're all children. What is he? What's this? What's this? God damn. Oh, I hate my mouse.
Wealth at the legendary. And I'm thrilled to be back in this beautiful Commonwealth at the legendary Mon Valley Works urban plant. With the proud Pennsylvania patriots who are the heart and soul of U.S. Steel. A strong steel industry is not just a matter of dignity.
I've said it on here before, and I'm going to say it a bunch of times. This motherfucker is a pro wrestling character. You cannot tell me this isn't a pro wrestling vignette. They're trying to have a build-up to like WrestleMania or something, and they're just doing a little cutaway. I used to watch Raw back in the day, so I might not be up on how it's currently presented, but I remember how they built this shit. I used to watch WWL wrestling, not just Raw, but I know how they built it up on Raw and the lead-ups. You know, they have, you get close to it, like these vignettes, and the character get a kind of give a deep dive on himself and boast and brag and, you know, build up the hype. This all this shit is. Oh yeah, he might as well sound like that, dog. This is great. He even is exaggerated. This fucker's a cartoon and a wrestling character.
Your prosperity and pride. It's above all a matter of national security.
I'm telling you.
We're here today to celebrate a blockbuster agreement that will ensure this storied American company stays an American company. It'll stay an American company. The golden age of America has only just begun, and together we are going to make America great again, greater than ever before. With the help of patriots like you, we're going to produce our own metal, unleash our own energy, secure our own future, build our country, control our destiny, and we are once again going to put Pennsylvania steel into the backbone of America like never before.
No way. No fucking way. This shit is so crazy that this is our reality. Who is orchestrating this and writing this shit? All of the world's a stage. I believe that more than ever now. This shit don't even feel real. This feel orchestrated like a reality show. Who's the audience? This is crazy. The White House, President Donald J. Trump. Come on, bro. Is this really how we want to present our president? Just look around the world. I'm not saying we got to do what everybody else does at all. That's not what I'm saying. But just look around the world. Does anybody else have cartoon characters / wrestling characters in their politics like this? And if they do, what is the state of that country and the well-being of its people and its economy? I have to know. I have to know. Do we have the equivalent of a Kristi Noem somewhere? We're just cosplaying her way through the fucking government in the military and shit. Like, it looks like she has a weird fetish at this point. I'm telling you, like, every time she goes out and dresses like that, I feel like she's like linking in bio under the caption on her IG. You know what I'm saying? It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. And you have Elon jumping up and down like a fucking idiot during the campaign. And Trump, Elon with his rockets. Elon, that's an Elon. He came back down, that's an Elon. Only Elon. You know how that motherfucker gets. And then I guess I'm Dark Mega. And it's literally foreshadowing. He is. He's going to implode that shit from the inside. But how did you not see this coming? These are two megalithic egos. Megalithic. They can't. This is like when Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior both fucking the top dogs back in the day. Like, you can't have that much in one space. Somebody got to go. Somebody got to go. But this is just the idiot version of that. This is the idiocracy version of that. And to say they're idiots compared to Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. God damn it. This is real. This is real life. Let's scroll. I didn't even scroll yet. Yo. That's just what was on top. No. Describe Donald Trump in one word. This is on his page. Am I still on his page?
And I'm thrilled to be back.
Let's go back. Okay, that's not his page. June 2nd. Yes, the Boulder attack. Okay, yeah, that's terrible. How you bringing Biden's name to this, bro? He's not president. You are. He came in through Biden's ridiculous open border policy, which has hurt our country so badly. Don't you have an army of motherfuckers down there who just can't wait to murk a brown motherfucker when they get the chance with masks on, getting proposed pay raise? Don't you got an army of motherfuckers out there, bro? That's not Biden's border, my guy. That's your border, my guy. That's your border. DJT. That's your border, bro. Come on. Keep that motherfucking name in your mouth. I don't like Joe Biden either, dog, but come on. This is crazy. He must go out under the Trump policy. He came in. Come on, bro. He didn't come in. He did this act under you, bro. Acts of terrorism will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. This is yet another example of why we must keep our borders secure and deport illegal anti-Americans. I can't help but reading that fucking voice. Anti-American radicals from our homeland. My heart goes out to the victims of this terrible tragedy and the great people of Boulder, Colorado. Wait, what? What is this? Oh, well, he ain't tweeting like that no more. Okay. So he ain't going in on Elon. Okay, interesting. He's probably scared. Elon's fucking knowledge. Elon knows too much. But let's see. I heard Kash Patel caught this live. I saw a little clip of it earlier, so I want to see the extended version. I found the spot that began the little clip I saw. I saw it was like a little minute clip earlier, so I want to see beyond that. So we're going to see how, first off, how did this even happen? How the timing, it's like Donald Trump, the hands. The timing of this lining up were the director of Trump's FBI is chilling on Joe Rogan, and this shit happens while he's sitting there live. And his reaction is interesting. So I'll see what happened beyond that, if they pushed it or not, you know. But here we go. Awesome. Music.
Gonna come up because it's been going on since we've been recording here. Elon and Trump seem to be in a bit of a spat. Joe, you want to check the tweet that Elon just put out a little bit ago?
Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day. Jesus Christ.
I'm not participating in any of that conversation
What
between
is
Elon and
have a
Trump.
nice day, DJT. Someone should take his phone away.
They're going back and forth about different things. And
Yeah. Listen,
Well, he said he was disappointed in Elon.
yeah,
Yeah.
they told him to leave.
Jesus Christ, that's a crazy thing to say. How does he know? Does he know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? Or does he have access to the Epstein files?
I don't know how he would, but I'm just staying out of the Trump Elon thing. That's way outside
What
my
the
lane.
fuck are they doing?
I know my lane, and that ain't it.
I just don't. I mean, I understand.
That's
he
your
owns
lane,
Twitter.
my guy.
I think it's bad for your mental health.
That's 100% your lane, my guy. Are we? I know it's Friday Kickback, and I like to sip that on the kickback. But I haven't even sipped much of that yet, so I know I'm not tripping. And it doesn't matter how much of that I sip, I still know that's your lane, bro. You're the director of the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, right? This is an investigation, and we're trying to release the files and the results of an investigation. So you say it's not your lane just because Elon said Trump's involved. It's still 100% your lane. That's some. You remember that phrase? They say, "You chicken shit motherfucker." That's what comes to mind right now. It's old school. I used to see my dad say that shit to people. He's an old school head from North Carolina.
I think posting things public all day and arguing with people all day is bad for you.
Well, you raise a great point. Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Half of what we have to respond to is the click army on social media.
Right.
Right.
And 50% of that plus is bots.
50% of that plus.
You see how he pivoted? You see how he pivoted? Just gonna point that out.
This is bots, but let's take the other 50% of that. It's just constantly pushing out information to sell T-shirts or subscriptions or whatever. Listen to my show, and then people are like, "Hey, FBI, why aren't you looking at this thing in Oklahoma?" And I'm like, "Because it's fake. I don't have time for that." And
Right.
and so to your point on like social media does have a great use in terms of so the reason Dan and I don't do a lot of media is because we're the FBI. Like, let our work speak for itself.
Right.
But we have to find the right balance of going to do media and posting on social media the things we're doing and keeping people updated. And so that's the delicate balance we're trying. But what I'm learning is no matter what you do, it doesn't matter. It's going to just completely not make everyone happy. And there's no solve for that in terms of how the FBI operates. But at the same time, the FBI won't be thwarted by it. We're going to keep going. Like, do you know, I mean, I've already told you I've been called a genocidal dictator, which is ironic since I'm the son of a man who fled a genocidal dictatorship in East Africa, and his parents lawfully immigrated to this country and had me, and now their kid's the FBI director, first generation Indian kid. Kind of a pretty freaking cool story.
That is a cool story.
But I'm like, that's what me and Dan say all the time. You can call us whatever you want.
But genocidal dictator, like that, those words don't mean anything anymore if you're calling you that.
Well, that's what I mean.
You're not a dictator and you're not genocidal. So what are you doing tagging both of those together? What is the proof?
And what is the media doing printing it?
That's insane. That's an insane thing. But I think they were given a mandate to be the attack dogs. You know,
I think they were.
And I think during the last administration, they reinforced that.
I think.
I mean, just look at what happened with the Hunter Biden laptop story, where 51 former intelligence agents testified that this.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Tell me about how crazy.
You see how relieved he was? His face. Thank you for bringing that up. Like, please get me away from this Epstein and Trump involvement. And I don't like how Joe ain't pressing on that. When he's like, okay, don't get involved with the Trump versus Elon. But what about Trump and the files? Is Trump in the files? Why don't you ask him that, dog?
Crazy that is.
So you want to talk about the ultimate weaponization and total disinformation combining forces, right? A week before the election when Biden and Trump were running against each other, maybe a week or 2 weeks before that, right? A guy who used to be in the intelligence community says, oh, we got to bring the Hunter Biden laptop thing into play, knowing it was bogus. And they come out and they basically say, the FBI, even though knew that Hunter Biden's laptop was a righteous piece of investigatory material and were examining it, and at the time knew that they were going to work up criminal leads on it, sat silent, put that over here. The intelligence community comes in and says, we got to get this information out, because the guy who would end up becoming Biden's Secretary of State was advising him and saying, hey, we got to squash this Hunter Biden laptop thing. Let's do the Russiagate play. Let's do the Crossfire Hurricane play. So they go to the CIA.
A lot, bro.
And they go to then Director Gina Haspel, who, by the way, there's no coincidence in his government. Gina Haspel was Chief of Station London when Russiagate was launched in London. We can come back to that. So now she's Director of CIA, and we're on the eve of an election. And there's this thing called a pre-public.
You see how far we've gotten away from Trump and Epstein? Either one of them. We ain't talking about that shit no more. Right after Elon dropped that, and the whole world's talking about it, this dude's doing straight up acrobatics and gymnastics mentally to get away from it. And he is pressing hard and pressing hard and pressing hard and just rowing away from that damn island. It's pathetic, man. It's pretty embarrassing, I'm gonna be honest.
Publication process. So like when I had to put my book out as a government server, whatever you call it, it has to go in and everybody's got to read it and they got to chop it and whatever. It takes forever, even if it's a 2-page document. The 51 intel letter was written by these same people, some of who participated in Russiagate. And the person that has to authorize that is the director of the CIA before it goes public. Do you know how long she took to authorize the release of the letter?
Are you talking about somebody taking a really long time to release something? like the Epstein files. This is a joke. This is how you know he's scrambling, because he's not thinking of the logic of how ridiculous he would look if he brings up somebody not releasing files or doing everything they can to, or a letter or whatever he's pointing out right now, releasing that in a delayed fashion. He's like, why does it take us so long? Bro. This is what happens when you hire fucking idiots that are not qualified. He needs to go back to podcasting.
Knowing the information in the letter was false, knowing the laptop with Hunter Biden's information on it was true and accurate and being investigated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation for criminal purposes. 8 hours. 8 hours. They released that barrage of disinformation for 8 hours. And what do? We've spent the last 4 years proving up, and we've got more information coming on that too, proving up how those former secretaries of defense, CIA, NSA, deputy directors of the intelligence community all came together to politicize intelligence once again because they got caught on Russiagate and don't care. And they wanted President Biden to win so badly they were willing to lie to the American people. And they did it again.
That is so insane. It's so hard to believe because it's so corrupt and coordinated. The fact that 51 people would be...
It's like he stopped, like, called him out.
And they've doubled down on it.
It's on some
They
bullshit.
keep
Call him
doubling
out, son.
down on it.
How are they doubling down? In what way?
They've been asked in the year since. They've
Uh-oh. They putting me on pause. Motherfuckers. Talk some shit and they put me on pause. I see. I see. Yeah, these motherfuckers made me pause it, huh? Huh? Yup. It'll come back. No, I appreciate it. This happened to me before one time, and then I paused and it came back. Oh, I'm gonna talk big shit now. Right after I say this, what happens? You hire idiots, and he should go back to podcasting. Okay. Okay. I see how it is. Yeah, I saw it. I saw the yellow bar pop up on the stream thing. I was like, oh shit. They're pausing me. Yeah, it'll come back on in a minute. We'll see how long it takes. I appreciate you. Love you too. Wow.
been like, hey.
Wow. These motherfuckers, bro. Let's see. Man, how long it's going to take them to bring me back? Oh, we back? We back? No longer. Okay, we'll see. It looks like it's coming back on. There we go. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. Look at that. I say it's what happens when you hire idiots and you should go back to podcasting. Somebody, whoop, you're using somebody else's video. It's motherfucker, that's what people react to. That's what reaction channels are. They react to other people's videos. And this is a fucking powerful JRE. Okay? Yeah, it's that. Everyone reacts to these. That's fucking crazy. Anyway, y'all got the gist of that shit. Kash Patel dip, dive, ducked, and dodged. The whole time he was trying to jump. He could not get away from that topic fast enough. It's going to be interesting on the back end now to see how this goes because a lot of people are calling for these files to get released now. I saw a tweet from the Democrat Party, release the Epstein files now. The pressure's building. Even people in MAGA is starting this divide because people refuse to believe it. But now, the only other person they believe like Trump was Elon for some of them. And now he's saying that, shit, that's how they're feeling. They planted a lot of seeds of doubt. Both of them, by acting the way they did. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. But it's fascinating to me that Kash Patel refuses to acknowledge that whole situation that just popped off live. Fucking live while he was on that shit. So, we're going to move on. And hopefully I don't get cut off on the stream again. But if I do, I'll just wait a mouse again. You ain't going to stop me from talking, motherfuckers. This is just wild. Let's go to the PBD's podcast. I want to see how these more right-wing outlets are covering this, more right-wing leaning channels, etc. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop on here. And then I pulled up one. I haven't watched any of these, but from PBS NewsHour to get something from a more neutral source. But I'm more fascinated in how the right's covering this shit. Being central, this is how I'm looking right now. What y'all doing? So, all right, let's go to Patrick Bet David and the Valuetainment crew and see what they have to say about this shit. I keep muting this motherfucker on accident.
Well, first, I want to give credit where credit's due. I don't remember the actual date. How many months ago would you say that we were having a podcast prep and it was the H1B1 debate something? How long, Rob?
What would you say, Rob? 4 months?
That was December.
No, it was after Trump had been elected because it was the H1B1
Trump was elected.
debate.
Trump is in, and guys, and you guys were everybody in this room was there. So I have witnesses. There was a moment where you stopped and you looked outside the window, and it was a long pause, and you shook your head and you said, "This is not going to turn out good." And something about Elon. You mentioned something about Elon, and it's come to pass, and we're seeing it happen live. So I have to.
The ego, the lust for power, the grandiose sense of self that makes you feel like you're the one with all the answers for the world, or that you deserve the power to control the world even if you don't got the answers. This is a couple things I might guess that might have been glaring red flags.
I have to give credit. You called this a long-ass time ago. Like you said, the timing is off. I know Brandon has a really good theory about Peter Thiel and J.D. Vance, who J.D. Vance has been very, very quiet lately. But, I mean, my one thing I took away, because the biggest thing, okay, you could beef, you could talk crap, go back and forth. The bill, I get it, his stock is dropping. If you're saying that Trump is on Epstein's list, you're basically indirectly saying that Donald Trump is a pedophile.
There's a lot of shady shit Epstein was into, along with being that, a pedo. You know? Any of it's bad if they're involved. I mean, trafficking. What if it's just the trafficking aspect? Because the girl who just, I can't remember her name right now, but who just, I used to say this on YouTube, unalived herself. Rest in peace. I think she was in Australia when it happened, if I'm not mistaken, where she was when, you know, her life tragically ended. She met Epstein at Mar-a-Lago. And I think she was working for Trump when it happened. There's a lot of parallels between this Diddy stuff and this stuff, where, you know, you just happen to come across stuff. Somebody's the source, the plug, you know what I mean? The connector. I just so happen to know these young women and employ them. Why don't you come in? Boom, boom. If you see the footage of Trump and Epstein at that party with all those girls, the way they're looking, like, it's wild. I'm going to pull that clip up. That's what I need to pull up. But that shit's crazy. Just the look on Trump's face. Epstein seemed like we know he was a way more calculated motherfucker, because he played it off to a lot of people for a lot of years. You know what I mean? The way he got away with that shit and the profile he kept amongst the elite. Trump, he's kind of been a pariah for a long time. Even like his USFL dealings in the 80s and how he's been a joke to a lot of people for a long time. And he's more impulsive. He can't control himself. And he's looking at these chicks biting his lip and shit. There's stories about him walking through the Miss America pageant locker rooms, talking to, or because he gets to inspect it, you know, and the girls about how he would talk to him and say things. It's allegedly, I got to say that to be safe, but those are claims I've heard. So, predators roam in flocks, birds of a feather, however you want to call it, it all fits. But let's get back to the angry patriot right here.
If that's true in your mind, and he's on that list, and that's the only reason, then you knowingly, Elon, are hanging out with a pedophile. You got this pedophile basically in
That's what pedophiles, they hang out with each other, dog. Elon probably won too. That's what I think. I don't know that. I could be wrong. But it would seem that they're roaming flocks. He's a predator of some sort, political predator. How about that? Let's call him a political predator. Financial predator, however. Predators roaming flocks.
As president, you put $250 million in, so you backed him. You let your child hang out with them alone. I remember when they were walking on the lawn to go to Marine One.
Extreme.
So if that's the case, you're a...
I don't see you can have an extreme lack of morals. Like say there's a spectrum, and you cross this line on the far end of the spectrum. There's a lot of things that fit in here. What are you going to be only okay with some of them, but not the others? You might not participate in all of them, but are you really going to be like, I can't fuck with him, he does that? No, bro. If you can get an advantage or a benefit from aligning yourself with somebody you view as beneficial to your power quest, you're going to do it. You don't care what they've done because you've done something equally as bad. That's how they trust each other half the time, bro. They got to know you did some dirt. That's part of the initiation sometimes, doing some dirt in a lot of groups. And it ain't just gangs. I'm talking high-level groups, bro. You better do some research.
Complete hypocrite. But at the end of the day, what does Elon know about the list? Who's seen that list? And again, I'm over that list because whoever's been looked at it, changed it, FBI, old FBI, new FBI, I don't give a damn about it. But I think this is extremely ugly, and it's not going to stop right now. And he said he withdrew the Dragon. What was it, Rob? He just took out
the Dragon Starship program.
The Dragon thing. He's saying he's scrapping it, so there's no more recyclable rockets. Here's my thing,
dog. You see this motherfucker tone deaf? He was saying that in jest. Oh, I guess I'll decommission him. Come on, bro. He's talking shit. He's posturing. It's not what's happening, bro.
I voted for Donald Trump. I didn't vote for Elon Musk. Thank you for the help. But this is not only disrespectful as shit. I get it with the money, but when it comes to governing this country, that's who I voted for, and I can give two shits what Elon Musk feels about. Whoa, but mind you though, here we go, and you showed a little bit of it. 6 months ago, the left was calling Elon a Nazi, a legitimate Nazi. Now they're all bending over.
He is.
And they're all
both Nazis.
Giving it up for freaking Elon now. So how phony and how fake these freaking people are.
Nah, fuck
fake,
Elon and fuck
phony
Trump.
as hell. All of them.
I'm in the middle. I ain't left.
So the question I got is, who's going to be the first one that's going to interview?
I'm sure there was fights within the Nazis, bro. Within the Nazi party. I'm sure there was disagreements. I'm sure there's bad blood and some motherfuckers who hated other motherfuckers within the Nazi party. Fuck out of here.
From CNN, MSNBC.
Elon?
Someone from
CNN for sure.
Interview. Yeah,
CNN.
But this is
Don Lemon, maybe.
this is a question to be asking, straight up, right off the bat.
Yeah.
Do you believe that Elon's tweet about Epstein is purely trying to get under Trump's skin? It's because he knows something? Where do you think that tweet lies? Do you think there's credibility behind the tweet, or do you think he's just trying to get under the skin?
I think he's trying to getting under the skin because...
What's your ratio? 90-10 under skin?
90-10 under skin. Because the left would have used the Epstein thing before Russian collusion.
Exactly. That's
There's
the point.
no way. Are you kidding? Yeah.
So
absolutely
where are
no
you
way.
at, Brandon?
Yeah, so I think there's two things here at once. I think that there's truth behind the Trump Epstein connections, but not from the standpoint of him being on the pedo list or anything like that. I think there is a lot of evidence to show that maybe Trump had a lot of blackmail stuff where he used blackmail against people.
There's evidence they were boys. Anyway.
Well, because he was mentored by Roy Cohn, he bought the Plaza Hotel, he bought the boat from the international arms dealer Adnan Khashoggi. So those are things that were allegedly used for blackmail. So I think from that side of things, he could have been involved in that type of stuff, but not the child sex trafficking type of thing, obviously. And Elon, I don't think he's doing this for pure intentions to get under Trump's skin. I think this feels like a coup where Elon's been friends with Peter Thiel since the PayPal mafia days, and feels like a situation where maybe they were trying to get J.D. Vance in, and they saw an angle to do that from that day of the assassination attempt, because it's weird that J.D. Vance becomes the vice president the day after Elon strongly endorses Trump, and they loaded up Doge with Palantir employees. Now they have that Palantir Doge plan going forward, and maybe they were planning this entire time that the second that Trump isn't doing exactly what Elon wants, then they're going to execute this, because Elon wants a technocracy. He thinks that government should not be in charge, that private business owners like the tech elites should be in charge. So, yeah, I think there's two things true at the same time. I think that, like, Trump, yeah, he did some stuff where maybe he used blackmail as a currency in the past, but I think Elon has dark intentions. He's not America first.
Hey, and real quick, how would they be able to get Trump out?
Bro, well, how are you cool with the guy who's willing to blackmail people, but say Elon's intentions are dark? So is the guy who blackmails people. The way, I was blasting the mic, the way they separate these things and just have these moral double standards is crazy. It's crazy. The cognitive dissonance this causes them has to be so uncomfortable, because the facts and the obvious logic is right in your face of what's happening. Reality is just smacking you in the face. It's just like, it's crazy. The reality is like, I'll stop slapping you and you accept me. I'll just say, God damn, man.
The Epstein something list be able to get him impeached?
I don't think they will, because I think there's a reason that the Democrats didn't use that. Like, it's very telling that, like, it's not hard to find.
Because they got people on the list too, bro. Mutually assured destruction has been the theme of this whole thing. Some people were, quote unquote, aware enough to avoid that possibility by trying to keep them suppressed. Democrats, Republicans, otherkins, there's all kind of elites on that list. Bill Clinton probably, he's 24, 26 times. Bill Clinton, probably one of the top customers for that motherfucker, bro. Come on. I want to say you're smarter than this, but sadly, I don't think you are.
And stuff that is weird about what Trump did during the 80s with, buying certain properties and hanging out with certain people. The left never mentioned that once. And what that tells me is they do not want to touch that thread. Like, the fact that they tried these far-fetched attempts to get him on, overpricing real estate, and, like, this girl might have said something, this and that, and never even spoke about the Epstein list, tells me that they have a lot of friends, if not themselves, that are involved with that situation. I think this goes into both parties, and, like, they will not touch that with a 10-foot pole.
There you go. I got there late.
Why didn't they use it? If you have the FBI Epstein list and they have it, Trump's on it, you don't think they're going to do something with it? And why does Trump have so much confidence to be as aggressive as he was running? If you're on that, Herman Cain, people found out Herman Cain had a mistress on the side and it was public. Within 5 minutes, he dropped that. Him and his wife were arguing in the RV. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember.
It was out. You think this is going to last this long? Tom, where are you at with this when you've seen all this back and forth?
So I think the story is not, Epstein, and all that. That's not the story. Because I agree with everything that's been said. Don't need to add to it. Dems and other people, opposition, would have used that long ago if there was a scintilla that they could grab onto. No, I think this is Elon has just picked one of the biggest, most carefully stated pokes you could use, because everyone is waiting for the Epstein files.
Yeah.
And everybody's, and he's very concerned. I go back to 10 days ago, before we came in today, I look back.
If we've had a Democrat presidential administration not release the files, and a Republican administration not release the files, you know what's up, bro. You know what's up. We're probably... I almost guarantee we're never going to get the actual version of the files or the truth from what happened in that saga.
And 10 days ago, it was leaking out that Elon had said when he was stepping away, I got to get back to my companies. This is killing me. And he made that comment.
Yep.
And if, in fact, the $7,500 incentive is going to be cut, and it's going to be rolled back, that hurts Tesla tremendously. When's the last time Tesla rolled out a new model? Yeah, exactly. They got the big one, they got the little one, they got the truck, and they got the Y with the mini SUV with the wings. There's been nothing going on at Tesla in terms of new product, unless they're about to get one. They've talked about the Roadster coming back, but there hasn't been anything. And they're just trying to sell. And so they're trying to run as a real car company, and they're trying to sell. They need that subsidy. So if that subsidy got cut out, I could see him being really pissed. Because, wait a minute, I did $250 million worth of help to get you guys elected, and nobody's watching my back on the $7,500 subsidy, and it's not a new president. All you guys got to do is make it stay. It's not, you don't have to give me anything. Just leave it be, because everybody gets it. But I suffer more because I'm a much higher market share here. So I feel that part of it. And then there's another part of me that just wonders, man, are we watching an op? Is this weird? You know, I traded DMs back and forth, Mark Mitchell, Rasmussen, a half hour ago. And it's like both of us are looking at this. Are they trying to, is this staged? Is this an op? There's so much to it that just seems so weird and out of the blue. So there's a little 5% of me that says, is this something crazy here that we're not seeing?
You think Trump and Elon are in cahoots with connecting Trump to Epstein? Why on earth? What kind of strategy would anyone have by, hey, man, go on and connect me to Epstein so we can go ahead and pull off this fucking coup or whatever our plan is? Why? That's the worst strategy you could have. Connect to him for any reason. Why would that be where his mind goes?
But nothing on Epstein. It is a world-class poke because everybody's waiting for those files, and I think Elon...
Yeah, by the way, Steve Bannon said Elon Musk should be deported. He's an illegal alien. He should be out. So already you're seeing what camp everybody is going.
Alien.
You just saw a tweet from Elon Musk. If you go back up to Elon Musk, he ran a poll. 2.2 million people have voted for this poll, and look what it says. 80% agree with him. He ran a poll. Is it time for a third party? Okay, so zoom in. Is it time to create a new political party in America that can actually represent the 80% of middle America? Type one of them, Rob. Okay, 82% agree with them. Can you go to the comment section, please, to see who commented in it? Just go in the comment section. Watch who's in there.
Probably earlier.
Andrew Yang, okay.
Working on it, of course.
Keep going. You're going to see Shanahan. Watch this one here, what they tweeted. No, go up there to that one, Rob. Go up to that one. So look at this. And Elon Musk commented on that one.
Not Drew.
I have a plan to cut spending. Guy reads it. How? Increase spending. So that's the joke. And Elon Musk laughs on it. Keep going a little bit lower. Nicole Shanahan, you're going to see there. You're going to see a bunch of different people. We just need to vote in the right people. Again, allegedly. I know you're wearing the allegedly hat yourself. Probably for some of you guys that haven't ordered allegedly hat, this is probably the best time ever to order an allegedly hat, an allegedly shirt. We got it on VTmerch.com. It's one of our top products. Go to VTmerch.com. Rob.
We're done. That's your video? That's where y'all in? What the fuck? What kind of clippage is that, dog? God damn. That bothers me that they clipped it like that. Whatever. But we're going to have a brief intermission. I got to refresh the Friday Kickback refreshment, you know? So I'm going to put on another cut from my band, Modern BC, and let y'all vibe to that while I go ahead and get ready to refresh that. So enjoy Art of War from Modern BC. Oh, that's going on. If you wanna start a war, at the fabric of the modern day. The pacify get more divided, the silence will form the violent time. This guy here smoking on some modern haze. Analyzing and accepting this is not a phase. Nah, it's the era of the ism. It's hard to find the truth when nothing is and nothing isn't. The only possibility that's left is more division. It's hard to choose a side when there's really no decision, but stay alive. Think you wanna start a war? You want it till you don't know more. Come on, man. We've been down this road before. Think you wanna start a war? World War, nah, now it's more proxy form. Fragmented death, we never get to stop the mourn. They call them casualties, cause they murder casually. Lying to the masses and they
never let the camera see. True depravity in action, just for fantasy. More gas lights just to blind you from reality. But that's the world that we live in. You gotta keep your third eye open for your vision to stay alive. Think you wanna start a war? You want it till you don't know more. Come on, man, we've been down this road before. Think you wanna start a war? Pledge allegiance to that art of war. Doesn't matter what we started for. Pledge allegiance to that art of war. It doesn't matter what we started for. Keep on praying to that God of war. You know we like to slaughter war. Let's keep on worshiping that God of war. Then shut the fuck up. You know we like to slaughter war. Think you wanna start a war? You want it till you don't know more. Come on, man. We've been down this road before. Think you wanna start a war? Think you wanna start a war? Keep praying to that God of war. You know we like to start a war. Keep worshiping that God of war.
And that was Art of War by Modern BC. Oh, man, I used to want to be a DJ on a radio station so bad back in the day. I grew up in Seattle, right? So the station for hip-hop when I was a Q93. RIP from what I hear. And, well, not from what I hear, from what I know. I don't know if I saw it come back for a little bit, and I don't know if it's still around. But fun fact, my old boss is the one who killed it, you know? Yeah, that's for you. You know who the fuck you are, motherfucker. God damn it. You can look up, you read articles. They'll tell you who the president of the Puget Sound region of iHeartRadio was at the time. Who killed it. I used to work for that motherfucker in a different capacity, in a different industry. It's ironic that he killed the radio station I grew up on. But nonetheless, I'm going roundabout. But I used to call him when I was like 10 or 9, whatever, just, you know, the request lines, all that. But I call random times, like, hey, how do you get a job there? I just wanted to be at that place so bad. I wanted to be a radio personality, listen to music, be around all the artists I like to listen to. You know what I mean? It just seemed magic, man. The radio used to be dope. Radio used to be real dope. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But back to the mission at hand. Perfecting is perfecting. I'm going to let them understand. So let's get back to seeing how these right-wing outlets are covering. We saw PBD in them with their whack clippage. That shit needed to be longer, man. That felt like they just picked a random point to cut that shit. But we're going to go to some, I believe this is a Fox Now or something like that. I think it's the channel Fox Now. But the title of the video is, Elon Musk says President Trump is in the Epstein files. If I had to read that in news cadence. Is in the Epstein files. Here we go. I'm muted still.
Still ramping up between President Trump and Elon Musk, the two of them going back and forth. President Trump making some statements earlier today from the Oval Office, stating that Elon Musk is upset and he isn't sure exactly where the relationship stands, stating that Elon Musk was, quote, wearing thin in his social media post. Well, now, not surprisingly, Elon Musk now taking to X to share even more thoughts. And I wanted to share the very latest as this continues to be a back and forth right here. The very latest comment from Elon Musk is time to drop the really big bomb. President Trump at real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. And earlier on in the Oval Office, President Trump foreshadowing perhaps these comments getting personal, because before President Trump did state that up until that point, when he made those previous comments, that Elon Musk did not speak about him negatively personally, but expecting that. And I wanted to share that with you.
So he had some beautiful things to say. It's really fresh. I love the real when people put that on their tags, at real Donald Trump.
You right here as I pull up the exact tweet right here. But I did want to share that with you as we continue to follow this breaking news, as President Trump and Elon Musk continuing to square off and really just getting ugly with some of these comments that we are seeing from them right here. But before that, we did share this with you. This is something that President Trump has stated prior to this particular comment from Elon Musk, saying Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. So the latest comment, once again, from Elon Musk is he is taking off the gloves right there, saying, quote, time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. So no doubt we are going to be hearing from President Trump, as he doesn't take personal attacks lightly and not known to back off. In fact, President Trump usually takes to social media to very clearly make his thoughts known right here. So we are anticipating perhaps a response from President Trump in the latest round of verbal attacks from Elon Musk right there. It's continuing to evolve minute by minute, sometimes second by second. As
let's do a thought exercise real quick. Like, picture the president. Don't even have to be Trump. Picture a president, any president that comes to mind, right? Imagine them just see, just doing random shit. Imagine that shit. How ridiculous that look? Just your favorite president on fucking Twitter or True Social, his version of Twitter, or whatever he's trying to do. Just imagine it. Just that picture is ridiculous, right? They're supposed to be the upper echelon, the thinkers, the leaders. I mean, that's what we were told growing up. I don't think it's ever been that, but that's what it's supposed to be. At least put on the show like it is, motherfucker. Like, this shit is crazy. It's pathetic. It's beyond pathetic on all fronts. And Elon Musk being on here all day. Bro, you run companies. How you got time for this? One's a president, one's a CEO of 3 massive companies, and then some other ones that aren't quite as massive, but Tesla, SpaceX, and Starlink, and then the other's the president of the United States. And they're on social media constantly tweeting and doing things and releasing stupid videos. This is beyond what I thought we'd ever get as far as getting close to the idiocracy standard set by that movie. It's fucking crazy.
Both individuals, President Trump and Elon Musk, taking to social media 24/7, around the clock, really, to make their thoughts known, and no doubt continuing to make their thoughts known about one another right there. Well, we are going to continue to follow more news, as prior to the break, we were here.
They didn't say shit about it. It's crazy. They don't want to discuss it. They really don't. They're going to try to make those excuses like that PBD podcast did. Where home was, oh, if they had something on the left, if the Democrats had anything, they would have used it if they had Trump in it. No, because nobody's going to shoot themselves in the head so they can hit another motherfucker on the other side of their skull. You know, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. And I ain't even wanted for no goddamn crimes or under investigation for no shit like that. But that would be dumb. Nobody does that. And that's the equivalent of what you're saying they should have done and that you're surprised they didn't do. That's idiotic, bro. That's fucking idiotic. So, we're going to keep it pushing. through these right-wing outlets to see how they cover it. And we're going to get to the notorious or infamous or, you know, however you're beloved by the right, Megyn Kelly. And she's talking to another person that fits all those descriptors with Ben Shapiro. This ought to be rich with these two. Good Lord. This is gross. I'm sorry, man. These media people in general on both sides, a lot of them make me sick. But these are two very sickening people to me, just joining forces and colliding. This is just like the elements of nausea personified.
The thing that set it off is really the question. What actually set this thing off? And I don't think it was the Big Beautiful Bill. I think the thing that actually set this off...
The NASA guy?
I think it was the NASA guy. I think the firing of Jared Isaacman at NASA was the thing that really set that off. And that is a tactical mistake by the Office of Personnel Management. It really is. I mean, like the idea that...
They tried to
Isaacman,
needle. Just set it up for the audience because we haven't talked about it yet.
Sure. So Jared Isaacman is a billionaire space entrepreneur who was nominated for the NASA administrator while Elon was in the administration. And he's a very close friend of Elon. And Elon, obviously, if I'm gonna decide who I want picking the NASA administrator, Elon actually is the person I'm going to ask. He's legitimately...
Yeah, he's got some expertise there.
Yes, and he's the person who knows what he's doing. And Isaacman, last week, right after Elon left the administration and had started fighting with the president over the Big Beautiful Bill, right after that, Isaacman, his nomination was withdrawn by President Trump, presumably at the behest of the Office of Personnel Management, which I believe is run by Sergio Gore. And the sort of idea that was put forth was that Isaacman had to be withdrawn because he had Democratic donations. Now, first of all, that would have been super easy for them to figure out when he was first nominated, right? He was nominated weeks in advance. It wasn't as though this happened within 24 hours. They knew that all along. What that really was a way of needling Elon and...
Wait, hold on. You're mad he got donations from both parties? Wouldn't that be somebody you'd want on your side? Is somebody who can appeal to both sides? That would seem advantageous no matter who you are. It seems like you'd want that. Like, I'm way over here, but you could appease the people over there. So that brings more appeal to this overall administration that we're presenting to the people. That's a wild reason to disqualify somebody. You got donations from Democrats. Especially from billionaires who take money from everywhere, bro. You got the king of electric vehicles donating to get this whole administration in place, and half of it is beef. And he donated a lot of money to get them in there, which is wild because he had his own agenda with that shit. But come on.
And kind of slapping Elon like he's out the door and he's mouthing off. And so we're going to take your friend and we're going to throw him out of a third-story window. And I think Elon reacted very strongly to that. And that I get. I don't agree with the way that Elon went about his sort of revenge tour against the president. And I disagree again with like the Epstein thing, as you say, is pretty ridiculous. I mean, first of all, the idea that Democrats who had access to all the Epstein files would have sat on information that Donald Trump was pedophilically assaulting children on Epstein Island. Can you imagine?
I mean, I'm not going to defend either side in this battle. They're indefensible. But I will state the facts. He didn't say anything about being a pedophile. All he said was he's in the Epstein files. So we have to go with that. You can't extend your interpretation or what you think he's trying to say to it. You got to go with what was stated. If he said he's in the Epstein files. Didn't state the capacity, though. You know, get what you want, think what you want from that, but that's what was said. That's what you have to go with.
Like Joe Biden is sitting there, he's got that info and they don't release it. Yeah, no way in hell. Somehow President Trump's IRS records are out there. I mean, it's an absurdity. But with that said, you know, the sort of pettiness of that, of getting rid of Isaacman, who appeared to be at least a competent NASA administrator, just to kind of slap it at Elon. This kind of stuff, it should be, you know, beneath the administration. And then Elon's response should be beneath Elon, but I guess that we no longer do beneath, right?
Yeah, we don't. That's exactly right. That's where it got. I mean, let's be honest. Who was leaving X yesterday afternoon for those 3 hours? I mean, some of the tweets that people were sending out were hilarious. It was entertaining, and I have to admit, I didn't feel sad. Like a lot of Republicans are like, I'm sad. I'm like, I don't feel sad. This is ridiculous. Nah. They're having a fight. Like they're big egos and big ids behind them. And they'll probably make up, and this is just kind of drama, and sometimes we like drama. I don't know.
They ain't making up. Are you serious? Yo, once you tie me to the most notorious fucking criminal that's of the last, I don't know, I can't even call it, since probably the 80s when the mobsters were going down. Yeah, it's beef for life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not involved in any of these politics, but I can imagine being in Trump's fucking shoes or Elon's shoes and be like, yeah, fuck you. They ain't coming back from this. Dude's pulling billions of dollars on one side away, or threatening to, or whatever, and the other one is equating him to being, tied to the biggest scandal of our generation. That you're not gonna make up. You don't make up from that. Come on.
I do get a little nervous when I'm seeing the left so happy, like the late night comedians last night. I'll give you a taste of how they sounded. If they're happy, I'm not happy. Like, I'm not happy about the fight, but I'm just saying I'm not, like, sad, and all these people are, like, forlorn over. It's like, all right, grow up. They're having a dispute. It was bound to happen. They'll get past it. As you point out, Trump is extremely forgiving, and I'm sure Elon is too. I mean, Trump's not, whatever. Laura Ingraham reported last night she's been told it's irreparable. Nothing is irreparable with Donald Trump. Nothing is irreparable. But here's how the late night losers were making fun of it.
Elon gave us a fun one. Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Is this Twitter war a cheesy Gordillo?
The fact that it's getting talked about on late night TV, though, is crazy. This is mainstream as fuck now. They're talking about on right and left wing media. Trump and Epstein is a topic on right and left wing media right now. Wow.
A Crunchwrap Supreme because it's dripping hot, messy filth, and I'm eating up every sloppy bite.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Time to drop the really big bomb.
Trump being time.
Donald Trump is in the Epstein files.
And it's obvious. We've been knowing.
That is the real reason they've not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT.
But here's the pathetic part on the other side, though. These same people who are like, oh, and dropping bombs for that tweet were the same people going at Elon for a lot of things before. Like Nazi salutes and shit, which I'm still like, fuck you for. But just because he's doing something that is advantageous to the agenda that their side adheres to, they're going to look past that and celebrate this. And celebrate the person that's doing it. And that bothers me. It's so inconsistent. That's the problem with politics. One of the key pillars of the sickness within our politics is that. You know? Like, you'll celebrate it when it works for your favor, but if it happened against you in the exact same fashion, you denigrate it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, and it's inconsistent, and it's stupid. It's literally, it's self-harming yourself. You're shooting yourself in the foot with that kind of operation.
I knew this day would come, and yet somehow it's even better than I imagined. It's like coming down the stairs on Christmas morning and finding a second tree. What does Elon know? What evidence could there possibly be that Trump was in league with Jeffrey Epstein, other than this and this, and forget this video that Elon went ahead and posted today.
That's fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so they're gonna shoot that.
Wait, why did y'all stop right there? They're like, no, cut it. Why are you showing that one? Oh, hell no. Watch this. Now that I said that, watch the Jimmy Kimmel segment. Oh, hell no. They didn't watch that all the way through, I don't think, on the Megyn Kelly side, the staff. Because, like, what are you doing? Cut that off now. That did not make sense to stop that clip right there. That's, oh my God. It's so bad. This is
Have a nice day, DJT.
Watch this. It's what I just said in mine. Now watch this sequence.
I knew this day would come, and yet somehow it's even better than I imagined. It's like coming down the stairs on Christmas morning and finding a second tree. What does Elon know? What evidence could there possibly be that Trump was in league with Jeffrey Epstein. Other than this and this, and well, who forget this video that Elon went ahead and posted today.
You see? Okay, did you see the delay in that transition? They just hit the space bar in that shit like I just did right now. And then Megan was not expecting to have to go on right now. It's like, and they're like, oh, we're cutting that. Okay. Oh my God, yo. One more time on that transition. I hope I can like minusculely remind this. I just want to see that transition.
Okay, so they're gonna.
That was multiple seconds of silence for what looked like a planned segment. They just didn't realize that it went that deep because they didn't watch the whole clip that they put in. They just, oh my God. Just keep going though.
They're gonna shoot that into their veins, and that is one reason why we should be glad they seem to reach detente.
Sorry, I keep pausing this, but if they're gonna shoot it into their veins, that means it's potent. That's what you're referring to. You're referring to heroin, which is strong and potent. That's what you're referring to. You're saying this shit right now that's going on will hit the left veins like heroin. That's how good it's going to feel, how addictive and alluring it's going to be. They need more. They need it. They don't even realize what they're saying half the time. And you see them really. Look at both of their faces, by the way, on this pause right now. I don't. Friday Kickback. Let's go. I couldn't have paused this at a better spot. This shit is hilarious. They cannot fucking handle what's going on right now. They're so uncomfortable having to discuss this. This is amazing. I'm taking a picture of this right now with my phone before I proceed because I need this. I got this. I'm streaming off of my TV. So that's why if I'm looking up and down, y'all see, like it's not, I'm looking at a computer monitor right now. This shit is rich right here. Oh man, this sums up the face of Trumpsters right now. God damn. That is fucking rich. I need the IG version too. God damn. I'm gonna treasure those. I'm gonna figure out something creative to do with those. But yeah, let's keep going. See where we go from here. But a few more seconds to soak this in. This is an amazing pause. And just it sums it up. Oh my God. Oh, that was good.
I mean, I guess the phone call's off, Ben, but Elon's tone on X last night was much more conciliatory in response to that one guy, like, okay, I won't cancel Dragon. And then Bill Ackman yet again tried to be the mediator of it, and Elon responded favorably to like, all right, yeah, we should stand down. Then Trump was holding an event with the Fraternal Order of Police and was given the chance to comment on it and, you know, further bash Elon, basically, with the press who were asking him questions, and he declined to do it. So it does seem like we've downshifted, which is also good.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. And the big, beautiful bill is going to pass. And then all of this is going to be kind of in the rearview mirror because that was Elon's main critique.
This ain't going in the rearview mirror.
I think that Elon is going to step away from a lot of the sort of overtly political stuff. He's already said that he needs to. And I think that that's probably right. So this is part of that broader shift away.
Oh, you can't wish this. You ain't
of course,
got
the left is happy about this. What's amazing about this is that the left truly has been absolutely prone during the Trump administration. I mean, I'm amazed at this. Their absolute inability to consolidate around any single point of resistance means that, of course, they're going to enjoy this in the same way that you would enjoy it or I would enjoy it if, you know, President Biden and Alex Soros had suddenly started publicly feuding with one another, right? It would be.
Okay, let's play that game. Let's say they were feuding. This would be the equivalent of like Soros saying that Biden was tied to Madoff. And this isn't even the equivalent of that. It still doesn't even equate. As fucked up as Bernie Madoff was, it still doesn't equate. But that's the closest example I can think of. Be like, yeah, George Soros is like, I'm trying to drop the really big bomb. Biden was in on it with Madoff. Pow! Come on, man. You guys would be doing the same shit, bro. You're talking about injecting it into the veins. You're doing the same shit, and you're acknowledging that. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. You're doing more. You're saying way more than you think you are. You're saying way more than you think you are right now. You're validating this shit, bro. You're validating it, and you don't even realize it.
Like wildly enjoyable, and it would be really fun. And of course, you'd be following it with bated breath. And I'll admit that, watching Elon, kind of just randomly tweet crap about Trump and watching Trump slap back at him on his own social media service, like it's good writing by God. I mean, I will admit that
Yes.
the writing this season by
This nigga brought God into it. And I don't even say that word. He brought God into it. I'm not even religious. He's wearing a yarmulke. He is. He brought God into it.
by God, I thought was a little weak, and then God always sticks the landing, like right at the very end. It's the season finale, and he
Totally.
brings all the threads together. And I will admit that, like people who are treating this as like, oh my God, it's a tragedy, and the rending of clothing and the weeping and the gnashing. Like, come on, guys,
You got
really?
coat
I think these are kids of divorce.
Coat face.
It's like it's triggering for them.
Both of them got coat
because
face on.
To,
Like,
to most
they're
normal
matching
people, I
each
think it's
other
been
so
highly
hard in
entertaining.
this
Like
video.
unfortunate, yes, it's
Coat
not like
face.
something you'd want if you could choose not to have it. At least as if you're a Trump supporter. But here are some of the fun reactions yesterday. Kanye. His tweet got a lot of attention. Bros, please no, with a hug emoji. We love you both so much. Babylon B always.
Can you face palm with two hands? Like, Kanye? The KKK robe wearing, swastika rocking, Hitler loving Kanye is the first person. Let's look at some of these fun reactions. Oh my God. That's the first person you went to. Do you see? Do you see it yet? Do you see how stupid these people are? And better yet, do you see how much stupider they think you are?
Always for the W. Judge determines Trump will get the nation on weekdays. Musk gets every other weekend and holidays. Ex-user McGill's. A federal judge just issued an injunction against the Elon Trump breakup. That's right on.
These laughs are cope laughs. I just want y'all to know. Ben is so uncomfortable right now. This is so bad for both of their brands.
And then there's someone named David Burge. He writes, get your entry in now for the new Trump Elon nickname pool. I've got a $5 on Muskrat. That made me laugh out loud. The redheaded libertarian. X is giving me anxiety today. I should probably go unwind with a serial killer documentary. And then this one from Ginny Hogan. Today is a huge win for every woman concerned she acted like a psycho during her last breakup. And that leads me to this one, Ben, which everybody was thinking about this movie as we watched it happen. I'll give you the clip from Mean Girls.
So we cut out girls' pictures from the yearbook, and then we wrote comments. Trang Pak is a grotesque little biatch. Still true. Don Schweitzer is a fat virgin. Still half true. Amber DeLucio, she made out with a hot dog. Janice Ian Dyke.
They let that. Yo. Oh my God. Yeah, first off, did you see how much faster that transition was from the clip to Megan's reaction? But also, did they just let a slur fly on Megyn Kelly's show on Sirius XM? That's all I'm saying. It's all I'm asking. I'm not saying. That's what I'm asking. That last clip, granted, from a time long ago, when a lot more was tolerated and acceptable, and I personally feel like we gotta get back to that where everything's fair game. But in the current climate, you can't do that shit. And I'm gonna be honest, like, not everything from back in the day needs to come forward, but I feel like we need to be closer to it. I don't know if slurs in mainstream media is a good idea. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that's a good idea. That's all I'm saying. And they just did that. And that's all. That's all. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they've seen it. I can't report that firsthand, but there seems to have been some inspo for it.
Yeah, no, there were a bunch of people making comments that this is like the worst thing that could happen during Gay Pride Month. Is just watching the breakup is just terrible. And, you know, like the whole thing is like, honestly, on a comedic level, if you can't laugh at this, I'm not sure what you can laugh at.
This administration is working very hard to try and fix this country. But while they're focused on fixing the country, they can't fix your personal finances. That's really up to you.
What kind of fucking transition into an ad was that, Megan? This administration. This is comedically pathetic. And I'm sorry if you hear my AC unit, but hey, it is what it is. But back to the point. I don't know when y'all grew up, or who's even watching, or who's going to come across this after I stream it. I don't know how old you are, but I know what the news was like when I was a kid and growing up. I remember what politicians were like in their public presentations, debates, etc., their personas publicly. I remember what adults were like in general. The bar has fallen so far. It's baffling. And it's like the frog in the boiling pot analogy. It happened so gradually that people who weren't paying attention didn't even really realize it happened. And now it's gotten to a point where it's so far down that people have no choice but to notice it, and they're shocked by it when they look like, oh, that's how far down it's dropped, and they finally looking up. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know where we go from here because the professionalism is gone. It's all about clicks and sensationalism. It's not about being professional. The news is supposed to be neutral. It's not supposed to be right and left wing news. It's not supposed to exist. Journalism is supposed to be an unopinionated presentation of facts. The fact we're here with how the news is presented, politicians having all these benefactors via lobbyists, and then we're seeing things like these tax breaks for these same benefactors at the expense of the vast majority of American people. I just want to know how more people didn't realize this shit was happening for multiple decades to get to this point. And I'm not trying to say like, yo, I'm on key, I'm on point more. No. I'm not saying that. I've definitely had a keen interest in looking into these things for the last 20 years, maybe more. But I'm just more baffled that this shit wasn't obvious because it's not. I'm not asking for people to be like super in the know about everything, but I'm just trying to say, man, it's been right in front of your face in a lot of ways that this shit is corrupt as hell, and it's becoming a shit show real fast, and people just wanted to lean into their cognitive dissonance as opposed to the discomfort of the truth. This is a shame. It's really a fucking shame that we're in this spot right now. Yeah, like they say, it's entertaining and you could laugh at a lot of this shit. But at the end of the day, the humor in it is really that it's pathetic. And sometimes pathetic shit is funny as hell. But that's only true in all actuality when it's like in a matter of fiction, like a movie, something like that. When it's real, or like something inconsequential in reality. But when it's the richest man in the world and the man occupying the seat that's so-called the most powerful man in the world, this is when it gets embarrassing. And I hope the people of South Africa are embarrassed by this shit too. This is two very colonial, two very obvious results of the colonial process right now, and it's so ridiculous, and I don't even have words really to say everything I'm feeling and thinking about all of this. But the bar is just subterranean at this point. And I don't know if we have the technology to bring it back up. I hope we do, or I hope we discover it, but I don't know if we do. I don't know if we do. I don't even know if I want to go through the rest of these videos I had queued up for this stream, because it's all just more of the shit show. You know what I'm saying? We'll end on this note. One on the PBS one I pulled up. A little 7-minute video. See how PBS NewsHour covers. It says the potential fallout for the country as Trump and Musk escalate the public feud. Sounds like a sensible approach. My brain kind of needs that right now, because I've been watching the bar drop in real time for a long time. And even with that perspective, I'm still just, wow, the bar is really, really down. It's like watching, like me, as we watched it evaporate into damn near oblivion. You know, it feels like the social bar has dropped in a very analogous fashion. So, on that note, I hope this video restores some hope. We're going to go to PBS NewsHour, and let's talk about the potential fallout of this. And I mean hope in journalism. You know, I know the current administration, Elon, they don't evoke a lot of hope. So I ain't going to ask for that. But I'm going to go ahead and switch over, and we're going to hop into this right here.
Welcome to the NewsHour. We begin tonight with the fallout from the extraordinary public feud between President Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk that followed their public rift over Mr. Trump's massive tax and spending bill. The president this morning reportedly said he thought Musk had lost his mind and that he won't be speaking with Musk for a while.
For his part, Elon Musk sparred publicly throughout the day with former Trump advisor Steve Bannon on social media, calling him a criminal. That came after Bannon suggested that Trump should have the government seize control of SpaceX and investigate Musk's immigration status. Musk, who was born in South Africa, has been a naturalized U.S. citizen since 2002. For more, we're joined now by Tyler Pager, White House correspondent for the New York Times. Tyler, thank you for being with us. So you and your colleagues have new reporting on what triggered this Trump-Musk rupture. What set it off?
The rupture.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. And I think it's important to note that this relationship has been eroding over time. There's been several points over the last few months where Trump and Musk have distanced themselves from one another. But one key flashpoint that my colleagues and I are reporting today in the New York Times is the decision by President Trump to withdraw the nomination of Jared Isaacman to run NASA. He is a close ally of Elon Musk, and NASA is one of the most critical agencies for SpaceX, Elon's space exploration company. And Elon grew very upset with the decision by Trump to withdraw the nomination.
Today, though, neither side seemed to see the benefit of escalating their rhetorical attacks. What are you hearing from the White House about what might come next?
Yeah, the White House has made clear the president is not all that interested in engaging right now with Elon Musk. At the same time, as you note, the president has not continued to attack Musk on social media. Both have sort of laid down after a tit for tat yesterday over the course of several hours. That was just remarkable to see play out in the open. Though I can say White House officials have told me the president is considering selling the Tesla he bought in March. That was done as sort of a goodwill gesture to Elon.
Oh my God. Here's the cold part about that. You know how many MAGA people would spend a lot of money? A lot of money. A lot. I heard that thing this storm. My bad. I was so loud. A lot of money. On Trump's Tesla, his used Tesla. Yo. He gonna get $1 million for that fucking thing.
Musk, whose company had faced some backlash
shame.
from his association with the Trump administration.
And this morning we saw that Tesla still parked on the White House grounds. Well, after this spat, Tesla shares dropped by 14%. According to Bloomberg, Musk's personal net worth dropped $34 billion. So the president has shown that he's willing to wield the full power of his office against his perceived enemies. What would that look like in Musk's case? You mentioned the relationship between NASA and SpaceX. What else?
Yeah, the president said yesterday on Truth Social, his social media platform, that maybe the government should consider cutting all the contracts and tax subsidies that they give to Elon Musk companies. Over the years, Elon Musk's company, particularly SpaceX, but also Tesla, have received billions of dollars in government contracts and subsidies. So it would be a significant hit to those companies if Trump followed through on that threat. It seems that he has not continued to make that threat, but it shows you just how intertwined Elon Musk's private business is with the federal government.
Yesterday, Elon Musk appeared to flirt with impeachment talk, impeaching President Trump, hinted at forming a new political party. Trump allies appear to be closing ranks around him, but is there any long-term political risk here for President Trump?
Yeah, President Trump, as my colleagues reported in this new story, has been going around telling people in the last few days that his poll numbers are better than Elon Musk's, a sign that he is not all that concerned about Elon Musk's political influence. But one thing that is important to note is that Elon Musk is a huge financial backer, not just of the president, but of the broader Republican Party. And Musk had signaled to Trump aides that he would give $100 million to groups controlled by pro-Trump allies. Our understanding as of a few days ago, that money had not yet been received. So there is a financial component to this relationship, and that is uncertain going forward.
Is this more than just a personal feud, Tyler? I mean, does it reveal a deeper fracture between the populist right in Silicon Valley or even within the Republican coalition itself?
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what Steve Bannon, one of the president's former top advisors, told me yesterday when we spoke on the phone. He has long railed against Elon Musk's role in the Trump administration and the broader MAGA movement. And so I think there is some people.
I don't know about y'all, but that was weird seeing him pop up in the campaign. It didn't seem like a mix. This is oil and water for sure, but that shit was good on bread. Not good on bread. I mean, oil and vinegar. My bad. That's just good on bread, but it don't mix, you know? Oil and water don't mix either, but you see how they, bloop, bloop, when you pour them out, it separates. You know what I'm saying? That's them. Oil and vinegar, not oil and water. That shit is bomb on bread. So you put it on bread, that's the way you get it, but it's a temporary state. They still are what they are at the end of the day.
That want to use this as an opportunity to separate the MAGA movement from some of the billionaires and yank it back to Bannon's view of populism. I think it's too early to say whether this is a permanent fracture or just more of a personal falling out that maybe recovers in the coming days. But there are, real repercussions for the broader Republican Party should Trump and Musk not repair this relationship. Elon Musk has shown that he's willing to use his fortune and his social media platform to wield it against critics, whether that is Democrats or Republicans.
In the 30 seconds we have left, when Steve Bannon says he's pushing the president to use the Defense Production Act to seize SpaceX or to investigate Elon Musk's immigration status to make sure that his immigration papers were handled properly, how seriously is that being taken within the White House based on your reporting?
I mean, I think it's a little premature to say that that is the next step the administration is going to take. I spoke with numerous White House officials today who said the president is not solely focused on Elon Musk today, rather focused on the economy and the legislation he's trying to push through Congress. But Steve Bannon is an influential voice in the MAGA movement and has a relationship with Donald Trump. So it's important to keep track of what he's saying.
Indeed. Tyler Pager, thanks as always. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Well, that seemed like a practical conversation. Oh, shit. Hold on. We ain't done. Hold on. Elon Musk, SpaceX is worth $3.8 billion in government contracts in 2024, prior to the start of the second Trump administration. God damn, that's a lot of money. All right, now we're done. Well, there we have it. I had another video with like Caroline Levitt talking about this shit. I can't do it. Can't do it. But hold on, let's pull up the thing though. It does look like she's getting more lip injections. I'm not gonna lie. This MAGA face trend that's going on continues. Let's fast forward. I do not. Where did that come from? What? Oh my God. I'm sorry. Y'all can't see. Here. What the fuck is going on? Where'd that come from? Where'd that big ass upper lip come from? I gotta watch at least the beginning of it. He's gonna introduce her. Fuck it. Maybe I'm doing this. God damn it. Oh, I muted it. Maybe it's better that way.
The White House Press Secretary Caroline
Levitt.
You know, I shouldn't admit all this. There's a part of me. I grew up playing hockey, and there wasn't a single day.
I ain't trying to just.
That we played hockey or basketball.
Man, why are all these motherfuckers
football or baseball, whatever
Stop
we were
it,
playing,
mouse.
where we
God
didn't
damn
fight?
it. My mouse pisses me off. Can't wait to get a new one. Anyway, why are they all doing this? She's going to have more fillers soon. Her face is going to be puffed up. They're all going for this homogenous look, but she didn't have this. It's just all such a cartoon.
And then we'd fight, then we'd become friends again. When you're dealing with two very powerful men, and less than a week ago, they were, best friends, got personal very quick. But really, we're dealing with here, from my point of view,
like her face can't even support
just a
it down
major
there. It's just
policy
too much
difference,
lip.
which they acknowledged in
pulling down her-
that very friendly press conference.
That's right, Sean. And tonight, the president's focus and the focus of the entire White House remains on passing the One Big Beautiful Bill. And as your audience just saw on Friday, just days ago, the president graciously hosted Elon Musk in the Oval Office, and Elon thanked the president for his incredible leadership to cut waste, fraud, and abuse in our government, which this One Big Beautiful Bill does. So the only difference between Friday and today is Elon went back to his companies, and as a businessman, he has a right to speak for his companies. But as president, President Trump has a responsibility to fight for this country. And the One Big Beautiful Bill is the most historic piece of legislation that has moved through Capitol Hill in modern day history. Not only does this bill provide the largest...
I can't no more. I can't no more. She's just trying to lie about all this. You're such a liar. Your face is a lie, motherfucker. God damn. You don't just grow an upper lip like that from the last time I saw you. You don't. Like, y'all see me one day like this, and y'all see me like, it's not how it works. It's so indicative of so many things that's going on. Nobody there is a real person. You got Trump painting himself orange before he goes in public, unless he's playing golf. Then you can see the real pigment. You got Hegseth installing makeup offices in the Pentagon, in the office space next to the office of the Secretary of Defense, which is the office he occupies. He's in there getting powdered up, foundation, all that shit. Shaving off one of his sideburns at a time. Fuck that motherfucker. I can't handle this shit. You got this chick. You got Miss Cosplay Barbie, all puffy face. All of it is just so ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm so annoyed by this shit, but I just do not understand the mentality and the appeal to people. If they can't accept their own faces, how can they deal with reality? They can't accept their own pigment or their own skin. Step outside and get a tan instead of spraying yourself orange. Like, how can you deal with reality? You're trying to present a false image all the time. You have an agenda. Why? You have to ask yourself, why would you go to the lengths to present a false image? What reason? You have to have a reason, aka an agenda. And it has to do with deception or leveraging power. It's never not nefarious when you're doing that shit. It's ridiculous. And it's a small thing to some people, but it tells you a lot more than you realize if you really look into it. These are very insecure people. Very insecure people. Their egos are so thin. Anything that's critical feels like an attack. They can't have a conversation. They can't receive constructive criticism from their constituents. They can't even be questioned on certain things. How many times is she saying one big beautiful bill? Her face I paused it. We ain't gonna let this chick talk no more. Ain't no more talking, but look at her face. Do those eyes look like they're telling you the truth? Or do they look like they're trying to sell you something? I'm not even saying like anything to do political. If a person is talking to you about a product at a store, do you think this person's being honest about it, or are they just trying to get you to sign in, sign on, and pay them? Does it look like they're trying to enrich your life? Does it look like she wants you to have a better life or know more about what's going on in the world? Just ask yourself that, because this is what she's doing right now. She's presenting to the world. This is her opportunity to give you that if that's what she wanted. Does it look like that's what she's giving you? Does it look like that's her intention or what she wants? Or does she want a bigger upper lip, maybe some filler here, some filler there, and more power? Come on. You ask yourself these real questions. But that's what I got. It's a Friday Kickback. We ended on a little dirt. But fuck this bullshit that's going on. I'm sorry. I'm so done with this shit. I'm not sorry. Fuck this shit, man. Just accept yourself as you are. Otherwise, I don't know if I could trust you. I really don't. Because when are you going to stop with the lack of self-acceptance? And if you can't accept yourself, ultimately, what can you accept? So, on that note, it's your boy Adam. I'm about to sign off. Play some VR games, some online friends, and my significant other. We're going to have fun. I'm going to holler at y'all.